So you've decided to join Dystoria. Let me be one of the first to welcome you to the server and the community. Before anything else, the first thing you'll want to do is adjust your launcher's memory allocation so you can have a much smoother experience. I personally use the Modernth app and I definitely recommend it. But if you're using a different launcher, don't worry, most of them have similar settings anyways. Just head over to the settings icon, then look for Java and memory. From there, find the memory allocated option and turn on custom memory allocation. Once that's enabled, you can set the amount of memory depending on your device and how smooth you want the game to run. For me, I set it to around 6000 MB, but you can go higher or lower depending on your setup. If you notice lag or FPS drops, try increasing it a bit. But in most cases, around 10,000 MB or more should already run perfectly fine. So one last thing before you hop into the server, there are a couple of control settings you'll want to fix to avoid any issues. Some of the server's keybinds actually conflict with each other, so it's better to sort this out early. First, look for Open World Map and Open Summary. What I did was rebind Open World Map to a different key and set Open Summary to M. Next, check Reload Shaders and Action Key, which is also your throw selected Pokemon. These usually overlap, so what I did was unbind Reload Shaders completely since I didn't really use it and kept throw selected Pokemon on R. Once you've got those set up, you're ready to go and ready to jump into the server. So, you're in the server and ready to get started. The first thing you'll want to do is type /dex rewards to claim your starter kit. Once it opens, just click on the regular Pokeball and that'll give you everything you need to begin. An iron pickaxe, half a stack of steak, some Pokeballs, and a golden hoe. The golden hoe is used for claiming land, which I'll explain a bit later. The steak will help you manage your hunger early on. I'll also show you ways to get more food once you run out. The Pokeball are, of course, for catching Pokemon you find around the world. And finally, the iron pickaxe lets you mine pretty much everything you'll need as you progress. So before you head out into the unknown, you'll need to pick your very first starter Pokemon. Just press M to open the starter selection menu. From there, you'll have a huge variety to choose from, all the way from Generation 1 up to Generation 9. Don't stress too much about picking the quote-unquote wrong one either, cause later on, you'll be able to find other starters in the wild, in the safari, or even through trading with other players. To start exploring the world, just type /RTP followed by a space. This will bring up all the available options. You'll see four main ones here: the overworld, the resource world, the nether, and the end. For starting out, I'd recommend choosing either the overworld or the resource world, but personally, I'd lean more towards the overworld. That's probably the best place to begin your journey. I'll go over the battle mechanics really quickly. To initiate battle with a Pokemon, you simply click on whatever key you set throw selected Pokemon to, and your Pokemon will automatically be thrown out to fight them. You've got four main options. You got fight, switch, catch, and run. Most of the time, you'll only really be using fight and switch, since if you want to catch a Pokemon, you can just throw a Pokeball at it, whether you're in battle or not. And if you want to run, you can literally just run away. On the bottom right, you'll see the battle logs along with the current turn, and on the top left and right, you can check the HP of both Pokemon during the fight. When it comes to using items like potions, you can apply them during your turn simply by holding the item and using it on your Pokemon. For things like evolution items or EV boosting items, you can use those outside of battle as long as the Pokemon is in your party. Now, for evolution items, there are a few extra steps. First, send out the Pokemon you want to evolve, then interact with it while holding the evolution item. After that, press your open summary key, click on evolve, and then choose which evolution you want it to turn into. Now, imagine this. You're exploring and you find the perfect spot to build your base. This is where the golden hoe comes in. Once you equip it, you'll see on the bottom left how many claim blocks you're using and how many you have left. To claim land, just select one corner of your area, then go to the opposite corner to mark out the full space. Just keep in mind, you can't place your claim inside another player's claim. And if you ever want to expand, it's really simple. Just click on the edge of your current claim, it'll be highlighted with gold blocks, and drag it outward to extend your area. Just keep in mind, you can only have claims in the overworld and you can't have claims in the resource world, in the end, or in the nether. If you're playing with friends or just want to let other players build in your claim, it's really easy to set up. Just open the /flan menu, then go to the permissions groups, then select co-owner. From there, click on the anvil, type in their username, and select the results. Once that's done, they'll be able to build inside your claim. There are other available settings within the flan menu, but I won't be covering them as it will make the video way too long. Since we're talking about claims, let me introduce you to warps and p-warps. P-warps are locations built by the server's builders and developers, while p-warps are created by players. Most of them are shops, but you'll also find a lot of build showcases and other cool spots. Here are some warps and p-warps I'd recommend checking out as a new player. Some are shops, and others are farms made by the community. At this point, there's pretty much a shop for everything, so if you're ever looking for something specific, just ask in chat. Chances are, someone will point you in the right direction. Now that we've covered P-warps and player shops, you're probably wondering, how do you actually make money on the server? There are two main ways. First is through battling. Every time you defeat a Pokemon, you get a flat $100, so it's a simple and consistent way to make money early on. The second, and in my opinion, the best and easiest way, would be by selling the Pokemon you catch. To make this easier, I recommend using the command /Pokesell release. This lets you quickly sell your Pokemons you don't need by simply releasing them. The price of each Pokemon depends on its level, stats, and rarity. Just keep in mind you can only sell up to 50 of the same Pokemon before their value gets cut in half, but this resets daily. You can also earn money by setting up your own shop, but early on, it's usually not as profitable. Alternatively, if you get valuable items from raids, you can sell them through the GTS using /GTS sell, and you can browse listings anytime with /GTS. Lastly, let's talk about raids. Raids usually spawn near players, and you'll see them announced in chat with their tier and location. They appear as a small hole with a red portal in the middle. When you interact with it, you'll be able to see the Pokemon, its level, and how many players are currently inside. Most players will call these out in chat, usually mentioning the raid tier, the Pokemon, and how many slots are still open. If you see one you want to join, just type /TPA followed by their name. Once they accept, you'll be teleported straight to them. After you teleport, they're usually right next to the den. Just look around and you should spot it pretty quickly. Once you join the raid, a timer will appear showing when it starts and how long your team has to defeat the boss. Higher tier raids give better rewards, but they're also much harder, so make sure you're prepared. Note that after beating the raid, you also have the option to defeat or catch the Pokemon before exiting. When it comes to claiming your loot, just exit the raid and you'll receive an item called Raid Loot. It's best to open this back at your base since sometimes the rewards drop on the ground and you don't want someone else picking them up. And that's pretty much it. Those are the basic tips I think every Dystoria player should know. I didn't go super in depth on every mechanic since that would make the video way too long, but hopefully this gives you a solid understanding of how everything works. If you ever get lost or need help, the Dystoria community is always there, whether it's in-game chat or on Discord. Huge thanks to Minute Harvest for helping answer questions and providing valuable information for this video. I'm definitely planning to make more follow-up guides in the future, so stick around for that. That's it from me. Hope you have a great day ahead, and peace out.